Hello and what is it, 224 already? Hello and welcome to day 224 of An Album a Day, going through an album a day of my vinyl collection. Today we're going back to the soundtrack well. We're almost done with all the current soundtracks I have. Believe it or not, I do not own a copy of the Jaws soundtrack, but I do plan on adding that to my collection. Also, I forgot, I said that I don't have any records on order at this point. That's not quite true because I do have one copy reserved for me of the new mix of Deep Purple's Rapture of the Deep, which I'm very excited for. Should be here in about a month or so. According to Amazon, it looks like early September is when I should be receiving my copy. Cannot wait. But in the meantime, we're going to talk about the soundtrack for the movie Hair. Love the cover. I've always thought that was pretty cool. This album came out in 1968. This is a 1968 copy, and I'm surprised how good a condition it's in considering that. But this is an interesting movie because it deals with something that is specific to the subject, the hippies versus the suits sort of thing. And I feel like this is an issue that we're still dealing with. You have to accept me because I've defined myself as this, and I don't care if you like it, this is who I am. And there's certain elements of that are fine. There's certain elements of, okay, that's great that you want to do this, but the world still works this way. And there's such a line between individuality and working within the framework of the world that you live in. And I think we just need to find a balance, right? Room for both. So this is an interesting movie that talks about this. I don't think a movie coming out like this today would really work. I think it's very much part of the time. You're dealing with the Vietnam War, protests, all those things, which yes, we do have today, but there's something about this that really feels specific to the time in this specific situation. Because we don't really have, as far as I know, I don't really interact with the world a whole lot, but we don't really have like hippies versus suits in the same way today that we did back then, and then with the Vietnam War on top of all of that. But it's a fascinating movie. It really is very well done. Excellent soundtrack. So this is the front cover. This copy is on RCA. Very nice, simple red label. You gotta love that. And then on the back, we have lots of stuff to read to keep us occupied while we're listening to the music, as if listening to the music isn't enough. Pretty sure it's just a no sleeve or generic sleeve. Oh, no, we get an advertisement sleeve, including an advertisement for Hair, which is always fun. But you can't expect them to print up different copies of this for every album that comes out, and then hopefully they put the right sleeve in the right album jacket every time. That's just kind of ridiculous. Why would you spend the time and money doing that? But quite a list of stuff here, and it's just interesting how dated it looks. If you consider like the world in 1968, the way all the print had like this somewhat faded look to it, where things weren't quite as sharp in contrast, and everything, you might have bright colors, but everything didn't have that vibrant look that things do today. This is actually really good considering, how vibrant that looks. But we've got a killer list of songs on here. A lot of these songs have been redone by other bands, of course, because the songs were so popular in the movie. Man, Treat Williams, what a great actor. So we open with Aquarius. Now, I know this song actually better by The Fifth Dimension. I love that. I've often put this song on like long road trips, and just loving that end just go on and on and on. I wish it was 2 or 3 minutes more, to be honest. And I can always imagine David Coverdale with a smile on his face, jumping in with that deep voice of his, just going, "Let the sunshine in," and really letting his expression out. I think it would have worked perfectly. But anyway, so we open with Aquarius. It's a little weird how this reads because we've got the song title and then we've got like subparts with different singers. So we've got Aquarius, Donna, and Hashish. Then our next song is Sodomy, which maybe not so kid friendly. Interestingly, we just covered Knocking at Your Back Door on Deep Purple Smoke on the podcast with Chaz Charles from a variety of podcasts, including Rush Rash. He's on going to be on Rock Court this season. He was an expert witness on season 1. He's got his Regarding series that he does. Great guy. Then we've got Colored Spade, Manchester, England, which I really like that song. Under Manchester, England, we've got I'm Black and Ain't Got No. Then our next song is Air. It's always weird with soundtracks because you have like some filler pieces, some show pieces. We've got Air, Initials, I Got Life, Hair, the title track, obviously, My Condition, Don't Put It Down, Frank Mills, and Be In. That's just side 1. Now we got side 2. So we go to side 2. I don't know why I'm all handsy today. We go to side 2. We got Where Do I Go? With Black Boys and White Boys. Those are 2 subcategories underneath that. We have Easy to Be Hard. Now, this is a song that long before I saw the movie Hair, because I don't think I saw the movie Hair until the early 2000s, I want to say. And I loved the movie, but Easy to Be Hard was a song I've loved for years by Three Dog Night. Excellent version of it. Then we get Walking in Space, A.B. Beatty, I'm not sure I'm saying that right, including 3500, don't remember what that is, and What a Piece of Work is Man. Oh, that's true. Then we get Good Morning Starshine. Now, I knew this song by Oliver, which I like that version a little bit better. Love his voice, fantastic singer. And I remember this scene. They're on their road trip going to see Treat Williams, and they're in the car, and they wake up in the early morning. It starts with one person and another person and another person. Absolutely amazing version. Then we've got the Flesh Failures, aka Let the Sun Shine in. And a very powerful version of that too, especially with the visuals in the movie. If you know what happens, if you don't know what happens, seriously guys, go check out this film. It's really well done. Try and forget the world we live in today. Try and immerse yourself in the culture of the film. I think they give you enough to where you can watch it today outside of what was going on there and get immersed in the culture of it. Get immersed in the political climate. I think it's pretty self-contained. I think you can watch it today with an understanding of what it was then and what the ramifications of decisions and all that really were. And there's a classic Twilight Zone type irony to the movie. It's excellent. Just go watch it if you haven't seen it already. If you have seen it and it's been a while, go watch it again. It's one of these things that I feel like we should watch every few years or so and just kind of gain a perspective, because I feel like we get so caught up with all the day-to-day stuff that we tend to lose perspective of what's really important in life. For me, one of the things that I like to do, strange as it might be, is I like to rewatch the entire series of Lost every year, because there's so much that goes on in that show, so much gain and loss, so much stakes in every episode. And it's one thing that just shows how intense life can be, even though it's fictional. And I think there's a lot of things in there that just remind me about what's important in life and what's not. And that's a great vehicle for me to just kind of regroup every once in a while. The Elephant Man is another movie I like to watch at least once a year and just kind of keep perspective on what's important and think about facing or clinging on to those values, no matter how difficult life can be. So anyway, enough preaching from me today. Go check it out, guys. Hair. Great soundtrack, great movie. Treat Williams, great actor. A lot of other great actors in there, don't get me wrong, but Treat's got an outstanding role in this. And then you think about some of the other things he's gone on to do, like The Substitute, for example. Really interesting to see where his career went. Sadly, we lost him a few years ago, but his legacy lives on in his films. So you guys have a great day. Hope you have a wonderful weekend ahead planned. We'll see you in the next one tomorrow. Cheers.